Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Friday, it's time to shave, and I'm on, what is this, the second full day of Invisaligns. You can't even see them. Can you tell I got them in? Do you know what Invisaligns are? They're like braces that are like clear plastic that just cover both your teeth, both sets of teeth, and they have these little buttons that they attach to gently guide. You can't really see you, but no more of this old snaggletooth for me, boy. I tell you what, so supposedly it's going to take like maybe you can hear the lisp a little bit as I get used to these trays in my mouth. Until I think 8 to 10 months, something like that. I have 20 trays I have to switch out every 2 weeks. So you do the math. It's easy. It's easy. So if you got braces right now and you're a young person, wear your retainer. Wear your retainer. I know it's a pain, but otherwise, when you're 50, you're going to have to go get braces again. So there you go. That's my advice. What am I doing here? I don't know. Let's shave. Let's not talk about teeth and spit and Invisaligns. And oh my gosh, it's hard. It's hard. You got to take them out when you eat, put them back in. Oh, I'm spitting all over the place. I apologize, folks. This is going to be a messy one. But let's just shave, shall we? I feel real grungy. I've been super lazy this week. The in-laws were in town this week. We went and saw a Shakespeare little performance by my youngest son. I'll tell you about that. We're going to shave with margaritas in the Arctic. I haven't used this in a long time. It's by Sterling Soap. This was like the first one I bought that was like, I love it. And I don't use it often because I got so many other ones, but it's always there. It's always in the top drawer. And that smell takes me back to 2011, maybe. Oh, simpler times, folks. Remember the early 2000s? Ah, yes. Anyway, so we're going to use that. I use the Outlaw Titanium, which is a fantastic safety razor made out of titanium, jet age. I was going to say jet age steel. It's not steel, it's titanium. And we're going to lather with an old, long, forsaken Sinatra linen brush. No, poor guy. I like you. I don't know. All right, so I took a shower, did my hair. I'm going to put some water on my old scraggly beard. This just goes to show you, pardon me. Even though you can't see my beard, it's there. If you were here and you tried to give me a hug, you'd be like, ugh. Well, that wouldn't be because of the beard, the other reasons, I'm sure. But and you can't see that I have Invisaligns in. So just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. All right. I don't know where that's going. All right, let's lather up, folks. We'll talk about the in-laws being in town. We went fishing at the Catfish Pond, and Grandma and Grandpa, my in-laws, my wife's parents from Pennsylvania. You know where I go up there to the late lamented barn. You remember the barn that I was shaving from? Well, they sold it. And now the people that bought it, oh, I don't even want to talk about it, what they've done, the changes they've made. My wife grew up there from about 3 until a few months ago. I mean, her parents lived there. She didn't live there anymore. But anyway, have you ever had one of those things like this is a house? Usually, let's keep it to houses this time. Oh, I got a feather blade in here, by the way. I am just all over the place, folks. I apologize. I feel like I've been just like scatterbrained like crazy today. And there are some days where I feel like totally in control, and other days where, and this usually happens, and this is kind of what happened right before I started filming. I see something on the news that worries me. Yeah, like everything on the news worries me. But there are days where I'm like, okay, it's all in control. The smart people are in control. The idiots aren't running it. But then every now and then you're like, oh, I think the idiots are still kind of have a voice in there. I'm not going to pick either side for you. I don't talk about that stuff in the news or anything else. I'm just here to say that sometimes I feel like I'm in control, even keel. Sometimes I'm like, you know that feeling? You're not alone. You're not alone. That's anxiety right there, boy. Okay. So anyway, yes, the barn. I mean, that's progress, right? Do you have a childhood home that you grew up in that maybe you just recently, maybe your parents had to leave because of their age, or maybe financial situations where you just left, or it just was time, and you're going to miss it? Well, my mom just did that, or is still kind of in the process of unpacking from doing that very thing. My wife's parents sold everything. I mean, everything. Gosh, I don't think I could do that and still function. I have to be surrounded by my little things, I got too many things. I could get rid of a lot. Maybe that's kind of what they did. Anyway, very pragmatic, very smart. They're both still whips sharp and physically doing great. So that's the time to do it, folks. Don't wait until you're so sick that you have to get everybody else to do it. But my mom is doing the same thing. So it's like this upheaval. Now, my wife's side is way more so because the barn looms large in the legend. And my mom's house down in Katy was where we had a lot of great memories. And my stepfather passed away there. And so, it's just that one I'm not as emotionally attached to because I never lived there. But my boys have been growing up going there. So we had a lot of great memories. But it's time to move on. So she's moving up to a retirement village just north of Austin. And, well, it's like 55 and over. It's not like retirement, really, sort of. It's like just older people that want to get away from the youngsters, kind of like it's just a whole subdivision for people 55 and older. And when you go there, and when I visit my mom now, and I'm helping her unpack, because her house is full of boxes, but I'm finding stuff. She has held on to stuff that I haven't seen since I was a child. That's what's been cool. A couple of things. Two things I'll mention. I was, she's a little old lady and she's a widow and she lives by herself. So she had to hire a moving company to come in and move everything for her. And they packed up a lot of the stuff that she didn't do. But if you've ever hired a moving company, you realize they have to pack everything. So I've been opening up, like, what's this package? And it's all, these huge boxes full of stuff. And, I'm unwrapping the thing. It's a light bulb. They had to take the light bulbs out of the lamps, wrap each individual light bulb. There's probably better ways to do this, but I guarantee if I, had someone come in here and move my shaving stuff, they'd take the head off, wrap it in one side, wrap this in the other. God bless those people, those movers. That's a hard job, and I know you have to just cover all your bases. So if you're in that profession, my hat is off to you because you're helping everybody out with that stuff. It's just funny when you see a light bulb and then there's like 20 light bulbs, you just keep coming across them. But anyway, so as I was opening boxes and finding stuff, kind of slowly helping her figure out where everything is, I found, we had this thing in the 80s. It was a fryer called the Fry Daddy. It was just a big electric fryer filled with oil. And we made tons of fried junk back then. French fries and everything else you could fry. And my mom would always take the stuff out with this long, spindly, cheap kind of metal, it's a slotted spoon type thing where you could get all the stuff out. And I hadn't thought of that dumb, cheap little piece of metal in 40 years. And there it was. I was like, you still have this? My brain kept that little memory of that dumb little useless item that I didn't even, think I should remember. And there it was. That was cool. It's just like these surprising little things. And I tell you, after I talk about this, I'll talk about the Invisaligns because I'm starting to feel them as I talk. This plastic, it's rigid plastic, so I'm just getting used to, the annoyance. Really, it's all just a minor annoyance. Anyway, the second thing, and then I'll tell you about the Invisalign stuff because it's riveting. We had this backgammon set. The game backgammon's been around for ever. But anyway, in the 70s, it was hugely popular again. And everyone was buying these backgammon sets that are made out of like a corduroy, like the material. It's a rectangular briefcase with a handle on top. It folds out so that it's got the two backgammon areas and all the dice and the little discs. But it's like the exterior is like almost a cushy corduroy. And I found that thing in a box, and I remember that. I loved that thing. And I didn't know my mom still had it. And it was I swear, I probably hadn't actually touched that physical item unless I've forgotten that I was reunited with it like in the past 20 years. I don't think I've touched that physical item since I was 10 years old, 12. I don't know. But that was cool. I was glad to see it still in great shape. And I kind of wanted to ask Mom, can I take this home? But I'm going to leave it there. So anyway, Invisalign. Yes, so I had braces when I was a kid. Do you have braces now or Invisaligns, or have you? If so, leave your comments down below because it's really valuable because everybody's different. Everybody's different. Their experience. Anyway, when I was a kid, I had an overbite. So I'd use the rubber bands to correct that and then correct the teeth. But of course, I didn't wear the retainer. And I didn't know any better. I thought, well, we're done. I was a dumb kid. Hey, we're done. All right, there we go. Now your teeth can still move, and they will continue to move, even if they're perfectly straight, if you don't wear your retainer. And now they have these little permanent retainers, which are just a little tiny wire just behind your teeth, so it's not like sticking a whole thing in every night. And I'd like to get that, but my dentist is just going to give me a the one you take out and only wear at night. Anyway, so I didn't do that, so my teeth got, as you probably have noticed from this channel, it's one of my things I'm most self-conscious about. My teeth are crooked. Bottom teeth, top teeth, less so, but still. And I've been thinking about it for a long time, but I'm a voiceover guy. You guys know I do voiceovers for a living, so I can't come into a recording studio with a mouthful of braces and sound like this, with the lispy thing. And so I've been putting it off for years, and plus financially, it's just, it's so expensive, like $5,000. So I'm getting financial assistance, thank you, as I spit, pardon me, it's part of the deal. Yeah, my mom is helping me again. Back in the 80s, she did it, and now she's doing it again. I can't thank you enough, Mom. I love you so much, but you already know that. Anyway, so she's like, yes, go ahead and do that. Do it. Get it done. She was helping out, some other family members with some of that kind of like prohibitive cost of things. And so I did. I was like, all right, what do you do? So you go in, they scan your teeth. They make molds, you put down a down payment. You can do a payment plan if it's, because, you can drop $5,000 out of nowhere. Anyway, and then they give you your trays, and they go in and they put on these little attachments on each tooth that as you put a tray in, it grabs hold of this and gently, just very gently over the hours of the day, you keep it in 22 hours every day, take it out to eat. And the teeth slowly go into place. But when you're done, you have to wear your retainer. So I'm going to wear my retainer, dang it. I don't know how long it takes for them to go back, but I don't want to have to go through that again. So anyway, that's what we're doing. I'm having to deal with the idea of drinking things with weird plastic coverings on my teeth, and it gets underneath, and the coffee, and anyway, I'm making it happen, making it work, and you can watch along starting now, day 1. Shaving with Invisalign. So anyway, when I get to work, I'm able to do my voiceover stuff. I could take them out. You can take them in and out, which is great. Which is, if you're a voiceover person and it is bothering you, just take them in and out and do your little recording session, put them back in. But I'm able to do it in such a way that I'm learning where to place my tongue and mouth, everything. You need to kind of adjust how you talk. So hopefully it doesn't sound too different right now, because I've got them in and I've been practicing. This is, like I said, this is just, yesterday was the first full day. And I know dental stuff. And I know it's prohibitively expensive, and this is why a lot of us don't go. And also the fear and the pain. If you have the means somehow to keep on top of all your dental stuff, even if you don't, okay, let me tell you this, and then I'll stop talking about teeth. Because they're shaving here, folks. Like, probably with this channel, I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'll add different stuff in here. If I don't have anything absolutely brand new to talk about with whatever I'm using, I'll mention what I'm using, and then we'll just go off and, hang out and chat and stuff like that. Like we always do. And every now and then I get some cool stuff. And I think there's some cool stuff coming my way from Pearl. Oh, gosh. What the heck was I saying? Oh, man. I'm so bad about that. I get off on a tangent. Oh, shout out. First of all, forget what I was saying. If I remember, I remember. I'm terrible about it, though. Shout out. I had one shout out finally to Wyatt Cozart. I missed your birthday. You turned 21 on the 24th. So happy belated birthday to Wyatt. And it's a great name, by the way. Love that name. And happy birthday, happy belated birthday. And there's your shout out. Thanks for watching and joining in and everything. Okay, let's finish up here, folks. Just get this done. Ooh, I got a couple of nicks. Nothing too bad. What the heck was I talking about, guys? This just drives me nuts sometimes, because I start to think about 10 other things, like, okay, what am I going to do next? What am I going to film, as I'm doing this? That's my excuse. Plus, I'm just not paying attention. Okay. What the heck was I talking about? It's making me angry now. This is me angry. Oh, gosh. All right, let me... Ugh. I'm tired, folks. The in-laws, oh yeah, the Shakespeare thing. My son and his class have been studying Shakespeare since September, and it's through this University of Texas program, and they perform at a place called Shakespeare at Winedale. And this place has been, it's out in the beautiful country, halfway between here and Houston. And it was started by a professor in 1970. He was still there. He was there still, and he's still going strong. And he had to get up on stage because a couple of the actors couldn't show up, so he had to do their lines in some small roles. But anyway, Shakespeare at Winedale. It's been going forever. And the kids program is great because the kids learn about Shakespeare by performing it, by memorizing it. And, you know, Shakespeare, for a lot of people, you know, including me to a certain extent, is like, sometimes it's like, oh, gosh, it's a bit much. But most of the time, it's just incredible, beautiful poetry. And if you have insight as to what that poetry is saying, then it's even more rich. So anyway, that's what they were doing with my kids, or my kid and his classmates. They're young, you know, they're in elementary school. But every kid there, they split up the roles. You know, they didn't put on a whole play. They did little scenes from Midsummer Night's Dream. So they would split up the Puck part into two, and then they have kids do the same thing. And everybody was having a great time. It was this place that I had heard about since I was a kid, you know, and the area was a place, that part of Houston or that outside of Houston where we'd go in the 70s for the Renaissance Festival. So being out there felt like I was traveling back in time to my childhood, and it was so peaceful. And my son did a great job, and all the other kids were engaged. They were there was not one kid who was like, no, do this. You know, it was a beautiful day. It was humid. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die from the humidity. Oh, I grew up in Houston, so I know humidity, but man, so tired of it. But then a little cool front came through. Speaking of cool front, let's do some Pinot Clubman Virgin Island Bay Rum. As refreshing as an island breeze. A little Bay Rum. I haven't used this in a long time. It smells so good. It smells like spicy alcohol, but not, that burns so good. Ooh, it smells so interesting. Guys, if you haven't ever tried Bay Rum and you're into shaving products, go get some. It's just, it's a staple. You just have to get it. You know, it's one of those things. Like if you've never drunk a Coca-Cola, you have to go drink a Coca-Cola at some point in your life. Anyway. All right, everybody, I think that's it. I'll probably go back and remind myself of what I was talking about, and I'll be angry that I forgot, but I apologize, folks. Anyway. So, wish me luck. I wish you luck. And thanks, everybody. Leave a message, leave a comment. Happy belated birthday again to Wyatt. And I will see you all very soon. We'll see if my teeth are a little bit more straight next time. I'll do a time lapse. I know it's so dark. Don't worry about it. I'm working on it.